when you tell me you were bringing in some things, I didn't know you were bringing in everything from every mall in Miami.
What mall? You know that I ordered these things online too?
You get my point. Either way, you trying to spend up all the country's international reserves. Who? Foreign reserves then.
Still don't know what you're talking about.
International reserves? That's the foreign currency collection of the country that they accumulate over time. Those international reserves, US dollars, Canadian dollars, pound sterling, the yen, those are called international currency, international reserves, and we use them to pay for imports of goods and services like these things you got here.
First of all, I paid for those things with my hard-earned money, not the government's. And second, I asked y'all to charge me in Barbados dollars, so I didn't spend any foreign reserves.
You may be correct, you earned the money. And you may also be correct, you asked the merchant, where this come from now? Wherever China, to bill you in Beijing dollars, which they did. But however, when you go, and this is probably $5,000, when you go to the bank to pay in 5,000 Beijing, your bank is going to convert that into the currency of this country. Oh yes, US. So they're going to give you 2,500 US dollars because the exchange rate is 2 to 1. That 2,500 US dollars will come out of the country foreign reserves to pay for these imports of items that you import. So it doesn't matter the currency which you're quoted, the settlement takes place in the foreign currency of the country.
I didn't know that.
Why are you talking to him? I don't even know how we gained conversation in first place.
Girl, unbend your face and listen to the man. You mentioned the level of foreign reserves. What's a good level?
Yes, and she should really unbend her face. That's a pretty girl. Anyhow, let me tell you, on average, the international standards are 12 weeks of imports cover. It means that a country should have on average, if they don't earn any more foreign currency, 12 weeks reserves in terms of importation. Let me show you an example. Barbados imports $75 million on average each week in terms of the goods and oil and, motor cars, etc. 75 million. So we should have enough reserves, according to international standards, allow us to survive for 12 weeks or any more. But as you will hear, that's quite adequate. But because of shocks, a hurricane can hit, a natural and pandemic like last time, prices go up, countries tend to have more in order to survive even longer. We call it a buffer. And you will hear the governor of central banks said recently that Barbados have roughly 32 weeks of import cover in order to survive, which is a healthy amount of reserves so you can survive.
Oh, so without foreign reserves, we won't be able to import anything then. So where do they come from exactly?
Well, first of all, you're right. So I'm happy you no longer bend your face at me. Very few things we can survive on that we don't import. Of course, when it comes to agriculture, produce, things you plant around your garden, maybe handicraft and things, we don't have to pay because you're producing locally. Majority of things, rice, pasta, toothpaste, everything, even a wonderful, this is going, nice fancy watch and go, blame all the, you all are fully import stuff right now. All of that is paid by foreign currency. And so it's true to say without foreign currency, you can't do anything, especially as a small developing country, even though you have your own local currency. Your second question is where we got it from. There are only two ways to get it, or three technically, but the two primary ways, one, earn it. So for example, Barbados is into tourism, right? So when tourists come on island, they come with their own currency. If they come from the United States, they're gonna bring some US dollars, or Britain, they bring some pound sterling, Canada, Canadian dollars. They arrive at the airport, they find a bank, they change it up, and we give them local currency. And that foreign currency they bring goes to the foreign currency reserves, the ALTI reserves, so we can increase our cover. That's one way. That's the main way. The other way is if government borrow or private sector borrow to do different investment projects, that money comes in in a foreign currency, and that also ALTI reserve, they change it up that they can spend on construction or whatever, they build a hotel or something like that. And the third, but not very frequent way, is if somebody give you what we call a grant. You don't have to pay it back. And that, again, ALTI to the kitty, the foreign reserves.
Wow, Oh, I didn't know that. Well, we definitely need to make sure now that we have enough foreign reserve.
You only saying so because you're looking to bring in more things.
Yes, no, I like my way of life. And you heard it here just now. We can't have that without the foreign reserve. So, yeah.
Anyway, you need to start to pay some to these fancy girls they got. There we go.